Hello and welcome back to another episode of Who Remembers. My name is the Retro Gaming Goose, and today we are continuing with Star Wars Month with one of the classic games, Star Wars Republic Commando. Now I'm playing this on the Xbox version. As you can see, this game is a tactical first-person shooter that came out on the Xbox 360. No, it didn't. It came out on the original Xbox. What am I talking about? Came out on the original Xbox, and it's a tactical first-person shooter. So it's a little bit. It's not. Think of it a little less like your Call of Duty and more like Rainbow Six Vegas or Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Vegas games. Like it's a lot more. If you were to compare it to modern games, it would be like Rainbow Six Siege. But so it's like a squad-based tactical first-person shooter where you take on the role as Delta Squad, which are this like enhanced clone squad from in the Clone Army, and you are the Republic Commando team. So there's let me just try and remember the names of everyone in there. So you're like the main character, the boss, and then you have like three other teammates. You've got Scorcher or Scorch Fixer and Sev. And this game honestly is so good. I'm sure many people have done this game to death already, but I just wanted to play it because I haven't played it in so long. You can get it quite easily. You can get it on the Xbox Series S as backwards compatible, so it's always great to play it now. It doesn't cost a lot. I think you can get it for like a tenner or $7.99. Most original Xbox games, if you're buying them digital, are about $7.99 in the Xbox store. But it's a much darker Star Wars game than. Like, even now, this is just the sorry, the opening of the game, which is what you're watching now, is just basically your birth and training as a clone. And just look at this aesthetic; it's just so much darker than other Star Wars. And it just has this like really gritty aesthetic. It almost like reminds me a little bit of like Rogue One. The movie, where it's just got this like darker side to Star Wars. Like everything here is just gritty and like just really violent as a game as well, and it makes the Geonosians, which in the film were like these weird little bug creatures, into like this horrific like movie monster almost. But yeah, you really get this sense like of being a clone trooper, or just being like even though you are like genetically engineered to be a better clone trooper, just being like boots on the ground sort of guy that just like has no force powers, doesn't have a lightsaber, doesn't really care about like the Jedi, like powers and responsibilities, because he's just there for the Republic. It's honestly great. So we were just going through the first level now. So as you see it, we'll just play through a bit of the first level, just so you can get a good feel of what it looks like. Just let me see. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's quite a long loading screen, but yeah. So, and like it's such a beloved game by the franchise, and like the story is great. It's one of the better Star Wars game stories, and it actually like it had some planned sequels, which I always think were really interesting, like really interesting concept. So they brought out there was a sequel to this, but it was a mobile sequel. So whether or not you think it's like a mobile game being a sequel to a game like this really counts. But that was called Republic Commando Order 66, where it was like a top-down isometric like tactical game where you take on different Jedi in Order 66. So it's I in my headcanon say that's like half a sequel, but the actual sequel to this game was cancelled, but it was called Imperial Commando, so it would have been the same sort of thing as a Stormtrooper, which I think would have been really cool, just to see that like that Republic era, well not Republic, that Galactic Civil War era would have been so interesting. But it did have a lasting effect on the majority of the fan base and the Star Wars. Like, even though this is no longer canon, this story, it's now part of the Star Wars Legends timeline, as in like, so all the stuff that Disney said are no longer direct canon into the mainline Star Wars universe. But from this game and from the popularity of the concept of clone commando unit, we had loads of little things pop up. So in Star Wars Battlefront 2, the newer one that came out on like the Xbox One and the PS4, which is actually a great game now as well. After its loot box controversy, they ended up bringing in the Imperial Clone Trooper Commando as a class, which they look exactly like these people do. They even got the same gun. It's really cool. And then as well, on Disney Plus now, there's obviously the Bad Batch, which is a light kids version of this kind of thing. So as you can see, look at. Okay, so yes, so I'm playing this on the Duke controller on the original Xbox. So I always used to hate the Duke controller when I was younger, and then what's going on here? Okay, so yeah, objective tracker. But this is supposed to be Geonosis, and from the movies, Geonosis was this like bright red, like desert planet, and in here it's just this like mud planet. Even the droids, look at the droids, it looks so evil looking. Ooh. That's one of it's such a little thing, but that screen right is just such a such a cool little like iconic thing from this game. It's so simple, but it's just them little effects that they put in that are just really cool, because like okay, cool. Right, I don't need any health. So I'm getting distracted by actually trying to kill the droids. What? This trench leads to the rear of the enemy lines. But yeah, the droids look so evil. Just that little change from them being like brown and like beige colour to this steel, and like you get so much blood splattered over the visor, and then the little things comes across and wipes it off. It's the little things. It's so cool. There's it. Right at the beginning of the game, you saw one of the Geonosians, and I said how much creepier they've made them. And what's happened here? And so yeah, you saw one at the start of the game pull someone out the back of a transport, but they just made them so much more of a menacing threat. Right, I'm gonna go for a bit longer. Let's reload. Yeah, I know, but I've got droids shooting at me. Ooh. Okay, so how do I throw a grenade? Nope. Why is it not letting me throw the grenades? The objective indicator is pointing at your target. Ah, okay, trigger. Of course it would be. That's just me not knowing the controls that well. Yeah, my only major complaint with this is that it is a game from 2005, so it has the controls of a game from 2005, where little things like the left trigger is not aim down slope. Okay, so we've got Scorch on our team now, so now we're building our little squad up.
Scorch, I need you to demo their bunker for me.
Good. I'm dying to blow something up.
I'd like some explosives here, Delta.
So this is where you start to be able to like command your squad around, and the game, like, so from what you see now, it's been a bit of just like a run and gun sort of like get through, but that's that. Ooh.
The charge is set and ready to detonate.
Creepy
It's all yours, boss.
weird little aliens. So so like I say, what you've seen from now has been kind of like a run and gun, but as soon as you get your squad together, that's when it becomes like this way more tactical. You've got to like, like all that blood, and then yeah, you wouldn't see that in a mainline game or a film.
We've got some heavy artillery over here.
Gunship Hawken, en route.
So yeah, once you've got your squad together, it's way more of like a tactical. This is where we move. This is you got to go. Because if you don't work together with your squad in this game, it is merciless. This first level is pretty easy compared to the rest of the game because it gets brutally hard. Into the hive. Okay, yeah. So it gets like, I think personally this game is one of the harder games. Now you can pick this game up pretty much anywhere. Like I said before, it's probably about $7.99 if you want to get it on backwards compatibility on the Xbox, because you can get it on the Series X as well, and just the Xbox One. So that's pretty good. If you want to pick it up for the original Xbox, you're probably looking at about. No, I've already got full health. You're probably looking at about £15, £15. If you want to get like a mint condition or the collector's edition, way more. Collector's edition is really hard. Yeah, so I think the collector's edition came with a clone trooper helmet. I might be making that up. So if you want that, that's obviously going to cost a lot because I think that got picked up by Star Wars collectors pretty early on. And then, but what you can do is you can pick this game up on Switch. You can pick this game up on one of the Star Wars double packs. I think it comes with Star Wars Racer, which is a Nintendo 64 game, which is a pretty awesome game. And yeah, it's genuinely good. I think for a short period of time, Limited Run Games did it as just a standalone like cart. So that's you can do that as well. Okay, so now we've got Fixer on our team. Yeah. And so he's like your tech man. He does all your tech stuff. And then this is your demolition guy. And then I think the last one is Sev, who's like a heavy weapons specialist, I think. But yeah,
Security shield disabled. We're in.
Brilliant. Okay, so yeah, so you can pick it up most places now, and it's definitely worth it. 100%. They haven't really made a first-person shooter Star Wars game, but since this, they made, before this you had Star Wars Dark Forces and the kind of the Jedi Academy games, because you can go into first person in them games, and I guess the original Battlefront and the Battlefront games you switch into first person every now and again, but really it's a third person game, but solely just the first person. They haven't really made one, but every time they have made a first person shooter in the Star Wars universe, it's always been really good. Like, look at Dark Forces, look at this one, they're great games. Whether that's because they were made by Lucasfilm and not EA, I can't really say, but what I'm looking forward to the most is now that EA don't have the license for Star Wars, and now it's like more like an open license that anyone can, well, most people can have it. Most people can like develop games for. I'm really looking forward to seeing what Star Wars games we're going to be blessed with over the next couple of years. Like, I'm already excited for Star Wars Eclipse just because it's different. Like, that is that sort of thing. Yeah, there we go. That's a great grenade. Right, where do I need to go? Here.
I'd like some explosives here, Delta.
I'm just going to keep playing it. How long have we got left of this? How long have we been playing for? 14 minutes. Alright, well, we'll keep going. I'll keep going to the end of this little level, and then, yeah, and that'll be it.
I can't rush this, you know?
Is that something to shoot? Yeah, it is.
Take cover, Delta.
I love I love the droid invasion music. This is some of my favourite music from Star Wars. If the capture card's actually picking it up, last time I had a bit of trouble with my capture card not picking up the sounds of Rogue Squadron, last week's video, or like the other day's video. Right, so now, night vision, and this is when the game gets really horrific, because this is a night vision, the worst night vision ever, having to fight creepy droids in the dark, can barely see. Like, I never considered the fact that, like, oil and, like, guts and grease will fly out of these droids if you were to stab them, but of course it would. And this game just wants to make it that little bit, like, it didn't need to put that little aspect in it that you get covered in this, like... If I turn this off now, yeah, again.
Initiate radical restructuring, Commando.
Like, it didn't need to do that, like if I go stab one of these Geonosians, all this orange blood comes out of them, and it's just like horrendously brutal game. But I would recommend this game to anyone if they said that they wanted a Star Wars game on the original Xbox. Pretty sure it was exclusive to the original Xbox. It came out on PC as well. You can pick it up on Steam, this game as well. That's another place you can do it. But console, I'm fairly certain it only came out on the Xbox. Maybe, don't hold me to that, but yeah, great game, 100%. I'd recommend this to anyone that wanted an action-packed Star Wars game. This is the game for you, especially if you're a fan of like Rainbow Six Siege, or like, yeah, so now it's giving me abilities to like actually start to like... Sorry, I got distracted listening to it. It's actually giving me like the bits now where I've got the squad commands and I can start telling people to like secure the area and stuff like that. And the game does a really good job of like when you're by yourself, it's a little bit easier, and then it gets harder as you get more people and more abilities with your squad, which is a good level progression, I think, like a good way to sort of progress difficulty. But yeah, like I would always recommend this game to anyone that is just a casual fan of Star Wars. It's also a good way to like get people into watching like the Bad Batch and stuff like that. Like, I quite like the Bad Batch. I think it was pretty good. It was very kid orientated, and that's what I guess it was. They just weren't made out of the stronger stuff we were made out of in 2005. Oh, it's a little absolute just murdering everyone. Look at it. Cool, so we've got a full squad now, so I guess I'll just play for a tiny bit more. Sorry, I'm really resisting putting this game down, because the gameplay is real fun. I don't know if the capture's really showing how fun it is, but are you gonna... Can I just walk through here? There's the shoot the glass. Okay, I didn't read that bit. I was too busy looking around. Super battle droids are actually a threat in this game. You have to use your whole squad to take these things down. They are brutal. It actually, like, the worst thing to the Super Battle Droids credit was the fact that Star Wars Battlefront 2 came out on the original Star Wars Battlefront 2, because I've had to switch. I've run out of weapons. Just because they were like cannon fodder in that game. In this game, they're just armoured. You have to shoot bits off of them, as you just saw. You have to get to like that exposed bit, and then you have to like... Right, how do I switch back to my main weapon?
Eliminate target. Take offensive formation.
See, now this is where it starts getting way more tactical.
Eliminate target.
I haven't got any bullets. Health critical.
Take offensive formation.
Got him. Right, let me heal up. Just after the 20-minute mark. Cool. That's alright. Okay, so I'll go for a little bit longer. I keep saying that. I'll just do a bit more. It's like eating cake. Just have a little bit. Just have a little bit.
There he is, outside the shield.
Delta Lead, assign 07 to sniper position. We need a target on Sunfac. Sunfac is making a run for it. Delta Lead, it is absolutely vital that Sunfac not escape.
Yeah, I get you.
You're running out of time. Sunfac's fighter is
Get him.
warming up. Delta, what are you doing? He's taking off! Now you've lost! Fuck! He's hurting my eye.
Seb's a sniper, not the weapon specialist. That's what I meant to say. Got him. That was me. That was all me, Sev. What did you do?
I love that smell!
Oh, that theme song. When that theme song kicks in, that's when you know you are a Republic Commando. Oh, great. Love this game.
Confirmed. Unidentified. I'll check the intelligence database.
Ooh.
Move on, Deltas. There's no time to celebrate, Deltas. As you already know, 3-6's squad has been incapacitated. Their mission was to disable the droid factory in this sector. Your squad has been retasked for this purpose. Proceed to the
Slow
elevator.
jump. I kind of want to switch back to my other gun, please. Okay, yes, I am going to leave it there. But yes, that has been Republic Commando on the original Xbox. I would see if I can get the right angle in it. I would 100% recommend this game. It's one of the best Star Wars games that you can get. It's so fun. I've talked to death about it now. Like, honestly, I keep saying, just as a Star Wars game, it's a must-have for any Star Wars fan. I would recommend it to anyone. I think it's so fun. It really captures like the boots on the ground commando spec op sort of thing. It's like I said before, it's a lot more like sort of your Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six games than it is anything else. So yeah, pick up this game. It's really good. It's a great thing to add to your collection if you're thinking about it. And that is going to be the end of the video. If you've liked this video, please like and subscribe to the video to my channel. I'm going to be, this month is Star Wars month, so I'm going to be pumping out loads more Star Wars videos for everyone. I hope you do enjoy them, and I'll see you in the next video.